Today we're talking about the best bottles of bourbon that are under $30. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome back to Brad's Bourbon Reviews. I'm Brad, and today we're talking budget bourbon again. It's a conversation that comes up from time to time with me, and for me the goalpost with this always changes. Like, what does budget mean anymore? Honestly, my initial thought for this list was to try to keep all the bottles under $40, but I kind of wanted to force myself to talk about some things that maybe I haven't talked about in quite a while, or even never before really. So we're going to go everything under $30 except the first one. So this doesn't count on the list, but it's so close to $30. I had to include it because I love it so much. So this first one up is an honorable mention, and that honorable mention is Cooper's Craft 100. I bought it for $31. If that 99 cents is keeping you from buying this bottle, I don't know what to tell you. This bottle is one of my favorite budget bottles for sure. It's probably my favorite inexpensive bottle on the planet outside of another bottle that's on this list. I know it's not technically $30. It was literally $31. So I had to include it on this list, but for reasons of it being over $30, I had to keep it off the list formally, but it's still on the list. Let's move into the actual list here with this one. These are in no particular order. First one up here is just plain Jane everyday Buffalo Trace. I love Buffalo Trace. I honestly use it mostly as a mixer these days, but Buffalo Trace for $26 at 90 proof. It shows that you can have a cheap, inexpensive, low proof bourbon that is actually really good. There is nothing wrong with Buffalo Trace. The distillery has its fanboys and it has its haters. I fall into more of the fanboy line. I love Buffalo Trace's products, especially at MSRP. I think honestly for the money, it's one of the best bottles of bourbon that you can get, and it's under $30. So it should be under $30 anyway. It's one of those ones that kind of blew up. I think that's part of the problem why some people don't like it, is it blew up and it became really hard to get and it's not worth the hassle. And there are bottles that are just as good, if not better, in the same price category. Cooper's Craft is one of them. So I totally understand that logic. But I do think on its own, Buffalo Trace is a really good bourbon. Moving on to the next one. This is one that I don't feel like gets enough credit for how good it actually is. This is an older bottle of this, but it still stands. Old Forester 100 is so good for $25. It's crazy. It is one of my go-to mixers. It mixes with cocktails. It's good neat. It's good on ice. This time of year, I like to drink some things on ice, and I'm drinking more cocktails and stuff when I do drink. But I'm telling you, Old Forester 100 is so good. It's, to me, just as good as the Whiskey Row series. It is an incredible bottle. It's got all those banana notes, traditional Old Forester notes that I really, really like. It's one for me that I just don't see enough people talking about, and it's one of my favorite bottles that Old Forester makes, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and for $25, it's really hard to beat it. Moving on to the next one. All right, this is the one that is my personal favorite on this list, and bottle I talk about anytime I can talk about it because I love it. It is hard to find, even though, less than $30 bottle. In this case, it's a $13 bottle here in Florida. It does have weird distribution, so I know not everyone can get it, but I urge you, if you ever come across it in your travels or it starts popping up in your area, give it a shot. Do not let the price and how much you get of this to deter you, because it is incredible. I'm talking about Early Times Bottled in Bond. This is a black top one. I have one of these that I kept. I got it in a trade at some point a few years ago. I don't know if I'm going to open it or not, to be honest. I am curious to try it. I know me, and I will drink all of this. So I don't want to do that. So I'm keeping it here. One day I'm sure I'll open it, but it's not going to be anytime soon. Just because these don't exist anymore, and I can buy Early Times that I already like. So what's the point of opening this one? It's kind of how I'm looking at it. Yes, bourbon is meant to be drank. I understand. I have 400 and something open bottles behind me. This one can stay closed. But Early Times, $13 here in Florida. You get a liter of it. Don't worry about that other Early Times. It's trash. Don't drink that. This is what you want. This stuff's incredible. It's now made by Sazerac, I believe. It used to be made by Brown-Forman. Early Times Bottled in Bond is one of the best bourbons for the money. I'm actually going to go out on a limb and say for $13, it's the best bourbon you could possibly have. Moving on to the next one. All right, back to the Buffalo Trace Distillery. Ooh, budget bourbon from Buffalo Trace, but he's already talked about Buffalo Trace. What other budget bourbons do they have? Well, my friends, they have Ancient Age 10 Star. These are still floating around. I think it has formally been discontinued, but if you can't find 10 Star, Ancient Age is it's fine on its own. But this is definitely better. It's a higher proof version, 90 proof. I think I paid $30 for this 1.75, but this Ancient Age 10 Star is just really, really good. If you can't find Blanton's and you can find this, it's pretty close. I actually did a Patreon exclusive video not too long ago talking about trying discontinued bourbons, and I compared the noses. I didn't try the palates, but I compared the noses from Ancient Age, and my bottle of Blanton's and the nose on this actually won. So much less expensive, much easier to find. If I know for a fact these are in like the Concord, Charlotte area, because this is where I picked mine up just a few weeks ago. I'll probably be grabbing another one of these while I'm up there because I really, really enjoy this one, and it's shocking how much I enjoyed it, and it's a new one for me to have tried, but it is really good. So if you ever see these, don't let the price fool you. These are pretty solid. Moving on to the next one. This one is from the Jim Beam distillery. It's not Jim Beam, even though I debated on putting the Sunshine blend on here because I do love that bottle for whatever reason. But this is a higher proof one. This is Old Granddad 114 proof, $30 here, $29.99 on the shelf at ABC. There's rumors all the time these are out of production and all that stuff. I don't know if that's true. I hope it isn't, because these are really, really good, and you should try these if you haven't. And if you have had it before and you haven't had it in a while and you've kind of forgotten about it, this is your sign to go out and try it again. It's very Jim Beam. It's the nuttiness. It's like the caramels. It is very Jim Beam. But if you like that or like Knob Creek, you should definitely give this one a try. Also, fun fact, the Old Granddad on this bottle is actually Basil Hayden. The more you know. Moving on to the last one. All right, last one here, and in no particular order, so not my favorite or anything like that. These were in no order. JTS Brown 100 proof. I really love this. I'm surprised how much I love it. Again, this is another one that has like really weird distribution. It's kind of confusing. I've seen some people say that it's popped up. I've heard some people say that it hasn't popped up. They've never seen it. I've had people say they see it in North Carolina, which is where this one was from. So I know it's definitely in North Carolina to some capacity, because that's where my buddy Joey got it for me. Shout out to you. But I also have heard that people see these when they're in Kentucky. Grab this. If you're ever in Kentucky, like I'm going to be up in Kentucky for the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. If these are readily available as I hear they are, I'm going to leave with 2 or 3 of them because I really love this. I tried this for the first time at the Heaven Hill Distillery at their upstairs bar, which is fantastic. And I cannot wait to go back. We're just a few days away from the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. If you see me, please say hi. I'd love to say hello. I got media this year, which is really flattering. So it's my first time ever going, and I'm going as media. I'm so happy. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. So back to JTS Brown. Super simple bourbon, though. I'm not going to pretend that it's like this super, complex thing or anything like that. But it is a really, really solid 100 proof bourbon that is deceptive. For whatever reason, they like to do that over at Heaven Hill. Another example is Mellow Corn. This looks like a bottle of like industrial cleaner. I don't like, they make these really good products and then have these weird, this one's kind of cooler label than the Mellow Corn, but still, like, it is odd that they have these weird labels. I don't know why they do it. But JTS Brown is honestly slept on, in my opinion. I don't see a lot of people talking about it. I think it's due to that availability. Comment down below. Let me know what your favorite bourbon bottles under $30 are. If there's any that I missed on this, please comment down below. While you're down there, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. That's all thanks to you guys. I appreciate you all watching very much. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, cheers. A big thank you to all the Patreon supporters you see on screen right now.